Developing your graduates is probably the most important part of any graduate scheme. Getting your training right early on is crucial. Your training needs to be memorable, it needs to be enjoyable, and it needs to be relevant. You really need to inspire them to be able to want to learn, want to develop themselves, and take ownership for their own development pathway. We still keep in touch with a lot of our graduates, and it's great to hear them speaking passionately about the training that they've had early on in their careers. They talk to us about utilising the experiences, the lessons that they've learnt from those early days in leadership positions that they're now in. So what makes a training programme special? Well, needless to say, it needs to be relevant and it needs to be useful. But that, to be honest, is the easy part. The successful training programs are those that have a bit of a wow factor about them, something that makes them stand out to normal training programs. Programs that really emphasize personal development, leadership skills, teamworking skills, they seem to land really well, a combination of emotional intelligence and practical application. Programs that push graduates out of their comfort zone, into that learning zone, a combination of theoretical input and practical application where graduates can experiment, learn from successes and learn from their mistakes in a safe environment. Training programs that have delegates sitting in the classroom for days on end, death by PowerPoint, just don't seem to be that effective, yet alone memorable. Nowadays, we all use webinars, but from our experience and this type of training, it's less engaging and not as effective. Don't come to rely on webinars and don't underestimate the power of experiential learning. Experiential learning needs to dovetail neatly into a company's leadership framework and the culture, the values within that organisation, and is made as relevant as possible to the graduate's day-to-day working environment. Having an enjoyable training experience is all well and good, but graduates need to take ownership of their own development. They should be coming off the programme with a clear action plan and structure as to where they're going next and how they're going to get there. So, what I'd like you to do is think about how memorable your training is. Are you getting the message across, and are the graduates getting the best introduction to training and development? Richard Branson once said, "Train your people well enough so they can leave. Treat them well enough so they don't want to." Whilst working with graduates, I hear all too often that they've enjoyed their training, they've joined this company for the great graduate scheme, but their training tends to stop at the end, so they're starting to look to go elsewhere. What I'd like to talk about next time is how you can retain that talent.